So we had to take the engine out to rebuild it. The used motor didn't last so long. That's all right. Adding back in knock sensors didn't have before and going back to a stock cam. It's the oil pan that we used. The front's on pickup. Here's the car. '73. It's our ECU location. So this was our subframe that we basically had to build. So we cut down most of it, laid in a flat piece there. We had to notch the frame and make it wider on both sides. So this is actually sitting down a little. Let me get a better view here. So here's where the frame was cut and thinned, made it wider. We did that on both sides. See in here. This is the AC. We used the R4 unit. It's just easier to mount. Then we made custom lines. And we got this kit that came with a 280 SL from I forget. There was some retrofit companies out there and they didn't have many options for Mercedes. Pretty much all the original things are in the car. Everything works originally. The cluster works originally. We did a massive rust repair in this area. There was a bunch of holes and it came out really good, really perfect. I mean, we even tried to lay in the old seam lines, and this thing came out great. And we have airbag suspension, which really is nice in this car. This little piece here we welded in to protect the oil pan, so it's the first thing that would get hit if you pulled up to a curb or something like that. I felt that was really important. There's our steering rack. This is out of a '94 Dodge Shadow. It was really pretty easy to put in. Originally we had the steering box in here, so the engine sits a little farther forward than we would have liked. I would have liked these mounts to be, I would say probably 2 inches back more, or 1.5 inches. But it works out great. It's just a little close to the radiator. Other than that, the underside of the car was difficult to get the exhaust to fit because the car is so low to the ground. But I'll show you the AC unit. The pedal, we pretty much just got the cable up top there to hook up how it would normally. Everything on the cluster works. The fuel gauge, the temperature gauge, the oil pressure gauge, the speedometer, the gas tank. And this is AC. So this unit was much longer and was designed to fit, I believe, right in here where the SL would normally have all its vents. This one was a little different, but believe it or not, this unit actually fit in here so well that the footroom actually seems like it's standard. It doesn't seem like you're crammed in there at all. The whole car really came out beautiful. The steering linkages, double D joints, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. 2 of these joints were able to make this perfect, and honestly, you got to slip the rack up to it to get it in there. You can't put the rack in and then put the rod in. Well, we did, but it was very difficult, so we won't be doing that this time. But I thought it would be nice to show you guys the subframe and everything, how it came out, how we made it. This is original. We just had to modify a few things. it wasn't really that difficult, and I think it's much stronger now. We used a really thick and really strong weathered steel, and it has 0 flex in it. I mean, this stuff's going to be really solid on here. And I think ultimately, eventually, we might even do like a strut bar over the top of the motor, maybe connecting to the center firewall there, like a triangle type deal. Just for extra stability if the car ever comes out getting more power. Right now we're going back to a stock engine, stock cam. Customer just wants reliability and drivability, not looking for a race car. But it really came out good. I mean, the car is absolutely perfect. All the air suspension. Battery will eventually go back here and sit here. Make something for it. Well, that's the car. And once we lift it up, I'll do another video, add that in. And here's your LS73 Benz 280.